Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you tired of being gay? Do you ever wake up and just think, damn, it is a nice day outside to be a heterosexual human being? Girl, same. Us need to stick together, am I right? Well, I have the solution for you. It's so simple. Just pray the gay away. But don't worry, I'll guide you through the process. First, close your eyes. Are they closed? No peeping. Next, get on your knees. Now, put your hands behind your back. I know what you're thinking. We always pray with our hands in front of us. Not today. This is a special prayer that will pray the gay away. Hands behind your back, eyes closed, on your knees. Now open your mouth and get ready to receive the gift of the Lord. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Eric. I have a stutter, and I used to cry myself to sleep praying that God would make me straight. Now, I just suck. And if you're not new here, what up, whores? Today, we're talking about Audacity, the anti-gay Christian movie that promotes a life free of sin to inherit the kingdom of God. Did you know that dirty homosexuals aren't going to inherit the kingdom of God? If you didn't, may I suggest reading this nifty little book? You may have heard of it. It's called the Bible. It's an easy reading, and you'll only be told you're going to hell about 5,000 times. Audacity asks all the right questions, and then answers them promptly. For example, is it still considered a movie if the runtime is 55 minutes and the budget was an IMDb credit? In a way, Audacity reminds me of Inception. It's a movie that's on YouTube, featuring YouTube interviews that are on YouTube, that the characters watch on YouTube, that you're watching on YouTube, of something that I made for YouTube that you're watching right now. So, ready to find out how to leave a life of sin behind, reject fornication, reject depravity, reject homosexuality? I never thought I'd say this, but Audacity made conversion therapy like kind of fun in a way, and I think that we should celebrate it with a big, sweaty, messy, hot orgy full of slamming into gay, lots of people's ass, and a twink going through an identity crisis, and Uncle Bob. He's always there. He's just passing out drinks and condoms and telling everybody to have a good night. Oh, he's not my uncle. No, everybody just calls him uncle because nobody actually knows his name. It's not even Bobby. It might be Steve or Matt. Are you called Matt? Oh, sorry. Just told me to go fuck myself. But before we get into what is probably my favorite gem that I've ever found on YouTube, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click that bell notification so you never miss a future upload from me. Comment your deepest, darkest fantasies down below. I read them all, I promise, at night when I'm all alone in bed, wondering what will make life worth living, if not for these fantasies. Also, follow me on my social media if you want more doses of crazy in a different format. My socials are Eric Silversea on Instagram, Stutterbox on TikTok, and Sloppy Slut 95 in the sheets. I'm young, fun, and fresh, and only slightly constipated, like all the time. It's weird. Okay, please don't sue me. I'm a poor gay. The movie has a very strong start. We see a woman in her car screaming as a very intimidating looking bald man smashes the car window. And then we cut to earlier that week. We're at a comedy show or an impersonation show, whatever you want to call it. There's the guy that was in Australia's Got Talent. He's an actual person, and he's doing impersonations on stage. And he does Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone.
It's like, I'm wondering, would you like a cameo in my latest movie? And honestly, I'm too busy for a cameo. How about a small part?
And unfortunately, this is the most entertaining part of the film. It all goes downhill from here. Brace yourselves. But this tall hunk of a man isn't our main character. No. The movie actually follows this other white guy. His name's Peter, and he is the gayest straight man you'll ever meet.
Seriously, I just want to be the first to throw something at you.
You better make it a dick, because this guy's a great catcher. Make him gobble on it. But back to the screaming lady from the beginning of the movie. She's now having dinner with this other woman, and their conversation is so terrible. Honestly, whoever writes these Christian movies, please hire someone to write the dialogue, because this is getting silly. But they're talking about Peter, the The screaming lady's name is Diana, and turns out Peter is actually her childhood friend who's now sort of her coworker, or they live in the same building. It is honestly so confusing, but it also really doesn't matter.
Yeah, he actually went to high school with me. He used to race bikes.
And suck dicks after. Yeah, his nickname was Sandwich Pete because he didn't mind getting stuffed between classes. Peter is a bike delivery guy, and he's friends with Ben, the guy that was having the show, who Diana loves. She loves him so much that she forgot she was meant to be at that show that night.
I'm so sorry. I beg your forgiveness.
She also wrote it with the accent. Yeah, Ben loves that almost as much as he loves his own Sylvester Stallone impersonation. That's how he gets himself horny.
He was pretty popular, kind of known for being a partier.
Oh yeah, I bet he was really popular with those lips of his.
I'm sure you are. Very popular.
People change.
Even sure, some remain their entire lives, but others actually turn into faggots. Very important distinction. The conversation really doesn't have much of a conclusion. We just jump from scene to scene without ever having closure on anything. It's like whoever wrote this film didn't actually write a film. They just wrote a bunch of propaganda sandwiched between very awkward interactions between people who were, I hope, paid very well for this role. And back home, Peter is watching news about gay marriage. Doomsday is coming.
Gay marriage has become a present-day reality that is spreading across America.
Soon, everybody will be forced to get gay married and have gay sex and go to gay orgies and eat gay food and travel to gay places. And honestly, all of that sounds really good. Have y'all ever done like a gay holiday as a straight couple? Plan a holiday as a straight couple, right? But then imagine that you're just a gay couple, right? And then you do that, minus all the sex stuff, because, you know, gays can get a little bit carried away. But honestly, the rest, like minus the sex, everything is super fun and like very, very accessible to people. If you want to have a great day, be gay. The next day, Diana speaks to Peter, and we find out that he's also a comedian of sorts. I cannot wait to hear his material, but I bet his biggest joke is preaching the Lord's word with the gayest face since Ben Shapiro. I'm just kidding. He looks like a salsa dancer who married his professional dance partner, the one he's had for the last 10 years, and they go on holiday together and shop at nice places and sunbathe in Lake something in Italy, something fancy and sunny and beautiful. And then they just never but they have fun in Italy. Do you want to have fun in Italy? Do it the gay way. Diana notices Peter is reading something in his iPad, and guess what he's reading?
It's the Bible.
He's just casually reading the Bible. You know that book that you pull out anytime that you're bored mid-conversation with your coworker / childhood friend? Yup, that's the one, the Bible.
So you like believe it, like, you know, that it's all true?
Totally. Yeah. My favorite part is towards the end when it's just the man standing against evil all by himself, and he's got no fear in his heart, ready to go to battle. And almost as if it's like God's reward, God's gift, portals start opening all around him and behind him, and all of his friends, everyone that died, just joins him in the fight. And then they win. That's the Lord's work. That's a miracle.
So do you believe gay people should be stoned?
Oh, I insist, actually. I am beyond stoned right now. It's how I connect with God.
You know what? I don't want to offend you, but I have a sister who's gay.
Oh no, sorry. I wasn't offering. I don't share. You know, weed is really expensive. Do you have any idea how many men I had to blow?
And you have the audacity.
Well, yeah. Though people tend to call it sass, you know, it's their subtle way of saying, I know you're a and I'm okay with it. Suddenly, Peter has to leave, and he storms out before he's able to tell Diana that her sister is a rotten lesbian that's going to burn in hell for eternity. And on his way to somewhere, wherever, he's reliving the conversation that he just had 10 seconds ago, and he nearly causes 2 accidents, but nothing that disturbs this man's journey to his destination, because it's urgent. He really had to go. So he walks into this random building. We don't know where he is. We don't know what he's doing there. We don't care. We're living dangerously in the unknown. And he gets into an elevator with a lesbian couple. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, I've seen this porno. He walks in super sweaty. And of course, the women are like, oh my God, you're so sweaty. Let us help you. And they help him by sucking his
You do look happy.
Oh, we're getting our application for our marriage license.
Oh, no, wait, sorry. This is the other porno where he convinces these two lesbians to be with a man when he whips out his ginormous cock.
I feel like there's so much to do. It's gonna be here before you know it. No.
Oh, okay, no, sorry. This is the one where he's converted to Christianity a year ago, and now he spends his life preaching the Lord's word through pamphlets and annoying conversations. Boring! I liked the other one more. He converted to Christianity, and he found self-righteousness that makes him think that the sun literally shines out of his bleached ass. The that used to get by 10 different men every Saturday night down at the club. This lovely lesbian couple walks out, and knockoff Gandalf doesn't like them. And the lift malfunctions with Peter inside of it. It's really stupid, but he speaks to a maintenance guy who opens the doors to the elevator and he escapes. But then the guy's like,
"No, wait, stay there. People could die."
And he's like, oh, but I have to go. You know, I have to deliver this mysterious item to the mysterious person we'll never meet. But if anyone walks into this elevator, they might die. So Peter has a brilliant idea of writing a note. You know those little notes that you leave your partner in the morning, like, can't do this anymore. I'm taking the kids. It's not you, it's me. So he writes a beautiful note, danger, keep out. He puts the note on the door and leaves. And then knockoff Gandalf sees the note.
What do you think your brother is going to say?
I don't know, but he's gonna have to say something now.
And in dramatic fashion, and he wakes up. It was all just a dream. All the way from speaking to his coworker to letting two lesbians die out of selfishness, this man was just dreaming. He's got a mission now, so he searches how to witness to a homosexual, which apparently it's a thing. And he clicks on this YouTube channel, which is basically Roy Comfort. I Googled him. He's an actual person. He is the CEO of the company that made this movie. So really, this is Roy Comfort's propaganda from beginning to end. His style is basically to find the most overtly gay people he can. And then he preaches about the Lord's work and how they can avoid going to hell by repenting and refusing homosexual tendencies. You may be fooled into thinking these are all paid actors, but they're not. Roy Comfort actually has a YouTube channel, and I'm kind of jealous of his follower count. Not gonna lie, it's 170 something thousand. And Peter, I guess, watches about 5 minutes of videos of Roy Comfort talking to strangers online.
In public, you are obviously gay.
Wait, what? What makes you say that? Is it the way that I speak? Or is it the way that I sucked it? He then compares being gay to like adultery and fornication.
You don't get to call me a whore.
It's not cheating if my boyfriend's also getting. You get the point. Peter asks Diana, do you wanna quickly give us like your thoughts on yesterday's film, Audacity? Do you wanna make a quick appearance? I can edit you out after if you want, but. But back to Peter and his propaganda. He goes to work, he speaks to Diana and asks her if she has a sister because he wants to know if the dream was at all true or not. And she's like, I do have a sister, but she's not gay, which is a very weird thing to ask someone first thing in the morning. Do you have a sister? Is she gay? And then he starts talking about God and then pulls up his tablet and wants to show her this YouTuber that he found. Remember Roy Comfort, the CEO of the company that made this film? Like, why can't I enjoy my 2 chicken enchiladas with extra cheese and guacamole in peace? Do you know how expensive guacamole is? I had to bring my card for it.
Guacamole is expensive, so she's not gonna live without her car.
The Bible's not against sex. The whole thing starts with God telling 2 naked people to have sex.
Correction. He tells a man to have sex with a woman that was made out of his rib, his DNA, his genetic material. Therefore, it's like the man is himself. And that's kind of gay. And this is what I think the movie is attempting to do, is presenting these Christian preachers as good people that actually care about you. And then we get another long sequence of just videos. Okay, Roy, let's get into it, Roy.
What does God think of homosexuality?
I bet God is gay. Where's God's wife? You know this whole rumor that God hates homosexuals, I bet it was a nasty little twink that was working for God as an intern, made a pass, got rejected, and now is spreading evil, nasty rumors online. It has to be a twink, and it's gotta be the best prank ever. Because now everybody thinks God hates gays. Isn't that funny? Funny, it's like stone the gays. And by stone, I genuinely mean stone. And after this little propaganda session, Peter invites Diana to go to Ben's show later that night. And for some reason, she tells him that her brother is dying of cancer and asks him why, as if he's a doctor. Someone had their trauma coffee and are now taking a trauma dump.
Hey, what do you think? I think they make me look cool.
We're now in a convenience store.
You two together, or do we have a line?
No, we're just fuck buddies. And no, we don't have lines. We only do Coke on Friday nights, and then Saturdays are for MDMA, and Sundays are for eating junk food and binging the Golden Girls. After which, we worship Satan on our knees in our jock straps. Then we cuddle for about 3 to 5 minutes before getting naked and sweaty and Peter goes into this convenience store while Ben waits in the car. Meanwhile, Diana is at home watching more videos of Roy Comfort. She's going down the rabbit hole of Christian videos on YouTube. Maybe I should do that, just binge watch Roy Comfort until I'm suddenly a converted heterosexual.
Don't stare, but do you see that guy standing over there? I've been watching him pace back and forth. There's something really weird about him.
And what do you know? He is robbing the store. He pulls out a gun and starts threatening everyone. Meanwhile, Ben is outside in the car and he texts Diana that Ben is inside a store. Peter's in trouble. Guy has gun. Not joking. Pray. I just want to know how many extra seconds did it take him to type pray, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Even the 3 exclamation marks after joking seem a bit of an overkill. In fact, any punctuation in the sentence seems like an overkill when someone could actually die. But he had time to ask Diana to pray. And that's what Diana does after she speaks to God directly. God, if you're listening. Yes, Diana, God is listening. In fact, he's listening to everyone right now that is also praying for some sort of salvation. That's why you never see any unhappy Christian person in the world, because Christianity is truly the salvation to your soul. So the guy is threatening the gay couple and Peter, benevolent, martyr, selfless.
Look here, if you're gonna shoot somebody, just shoot me.
Now, why would you say something stupid like that? But also,
if you hurt her, then you gotta answer to God.
Wait, God's here? Do you think he'll give me an autograph? But worry not, nobody gets shot because they didn't have the budget for that. Instead, police arrive and the criminal takes a lady hostage. But luckily, Peter is there behind him to save the day, and he shoves his big fat and he knocks him out with a pecan. A peas can, not the nut. Although he wished he could have nutted in there. And the gays invite Peter for a bite because they want to thank him for saving their lives. And I swear I've seen this porno. Diana's at home happy that Peter is safe now because I guess God answered her prayers. The woman that started praying 10 seconds ago got her wish. Thanks, Diana. I've been wishing to be a heterosexual man and it still hasn't happened. I'm still still gonna burn in hell. Roy Comfort, help me.
So pick me. Choose me. Love me.
And Diana resumes the videos. This is now her new addiction. It's watching a Christian man preach the Lord's word to gays and lesbians online.
Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
Yes. So many times.
Have you ever used God's name in vain?
Oh my fucking God, I would never.
It's called blasphemy when you do that.
No, it's called coming.
Coming.
Back at the restaurant, Peter and the gays start talking and...
Actually, I was terrified, but I'm a Christian, so I know where I'll go when I die.
Jesus Christ, Peter. Try to have a conversation for longer than 5 minutes without mentioning you're a Christian. Like I said, I have nothing against it, okay? I just don't like it when you rub it in my face. Again, the only thing I like rubbed in my face is a big sweaty nuts. And then they start talking about gays and God, and I didn't realize that everybody was so fucking interested in what God has to say about the gays. You know, when I wonder if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm sinning or not, all I'm thinking is, would Lady Gaga clap or would Lady Gaga walk away? Peter says that knowing what God has said about homosexuality and keeping it to himself is like letting 2 lesbians go into a faulty elevator and watching them die. That was his takeaway from the fucking dream, is that he should preach it to everybody. Make everyone despise him, make everyone hate him just because he can't keep it in himself. You know, if you clench your sphincter, it doesn't fall off until you get to a safe place to dump it on. But now I get it. You know, the dream was a metaphor for how awful this film is. Conveniently, he always dodges the actual important questions like, why is eating shellfish a sin in the Bible? And he's like, "Ah, listen, I have these pamphlets."
Here's something that I've been reading.
He gives these gays pamphlets on how to pray the gay away, and one of them has had enough. He's like, I am leaving. And the other one stays there with Peter. He's like, what's wrong with you? He's just giving us some Christian stuff.
He saved our lives. Get converted. See if I care.
And so the gay leaves and the other one stays. Damn.
Do not bring that into our home.
He means use a condom. And then they play the rest of the dinner in a little cute montage that looks like they're having a date, and lingering fingers and sexual tension, all while country music is playing in the background. And then the waitress brings a brownie and it has in chocolate written like, thank you, Peter. And it is just so sweet. For a few moments, they nearly touch fingers. And I'm like, okay, I've definitely seen this porno. And then they say goodbye and go their merry ways. So I'm thinking that this is now a faggot. See, that's how you get from one to the other. Later that night, Diana meets Peter at Ben's show, and she's like, it's starting to make sense. You know, she talks like that ant that's on Facebook and like conspiracy theory groups, you know, like the earth is flat or there's 5G in the electricity. Is that how it goes? No, the 5G is talks, oh, I'm doing it. I'm going down the rabbit hole. And she's like, it's all starting to make sense. So I do need to talk to you more. But then she gets a call. Her brother's in the hospital. She needs to go. So she leaves, leaving Peter all by himself at a comedy show. So people are definitely not going to think he's gay now. And as Peter fills in for a slot they couldn't find an entertainer for, get it? He's filling a slot. Look at his lips. Those lips were made to suck dick. Diana drives past the man that was attacking her earlier in the film. He's hitchhiking. She continues driving, but then her car breaks down and she's left in the dark. She leaves Peter a message, a voicemail, which we'll listen to later. But the man emerges from the dark and he starts banging on the car window. She's screaming hysterically like she's about to be killed. He grabs a brick, breaks the car window, which looks like it was made of plastic. Budget issues. Again, the budget was an IMDb credit. Turns out her vehicle broke down on actual train tracks and she didn't realize. So like when you're driving at night and you have your lights, you know, you can see what's in front of you. You could definitely see train tracks. But she was saved by men she thought was going to kill her. And before we finish this off, we luckily get to see some of Ben's comedy. He says he's an impersonator. He does an impersonation of Russell Crowe.
This is Russell Crowe.
Are you not entertained? No. God, no. Not in the slightest. And the next morning, we listen to the voicemail that Diana left Peter, in which she explains that she still has questions. She's not ready yet to devote herself to the Lord, but asks him if God gives people a second chance because she really needs a second chance. And we get a plot twist. We see pictures in her house that prove Diana was in a lesbian relationship with that woman from earlier in the movie, the one that she had zero chemistry with, zero physical touch, zero behavior that would indicate a romantic connection whatsoever. They were together. They were like fully fucking. And now Diana's thinking about her sin. She says, I can't believe I just called it my sin. Yes, you did, Diana. You fucking did that. And the actress who said it, I don't blame you. Get the bag. Unless you're a Christian freak in real life. And then, honestly, get So now that she's had a life-altering near-death experience, Diana, I think, is ready to leave lesbianism behind. And the movie ends with Peter walking into the hospital room with a bouquet of flowers. Diana looks at him and she smiles, and it's a happy ending. Oh, and then there's like full 5 or 6 minutes of a random guy asking us to support the mission and the message and to share wide with friends and, you know, spread Roy's message that it's okay if you're gay as long as you don't do gay shit. Luckily, sexual orientation is truly a spectrum, and I believe that if men were allowed to freely experiment, free of judgment, I think a lot more men would actually hook up with men, maybe just to try it. But again, this whole thing, like, they can't experiment freely. So instead, we're stuck with Audacity, full Christian movie, HD, 2015. That's literally the name of the movie on YouTube if you want to watch it, if you want to witness this abortion. I know I'm kind of late to the party, but I only just found out about this like a week ago and I just couldn't wait. And yeah, after watching all this, I think I'm straight now. So I'll heterosexualize myself in my next video because guess what, guys? My next video, we are finally covering Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. I have been dying for the day this movie comes out in VOD because I am dying to watch it. I've tried to stay away from reviews and plot lines, so I'm going in as blind as I can after obviously watching the trailer. I'm going to share my theories ahead of time. I think he is the kidnapper of the man being held against his will, but he's kidnapping him so he can feed his daughter. Like, his daughter is going to be like a monster, like a vampire, bloodthirsty demon. And it's going to be a movie about the conflicted feelings of a father wanting to protect his daughter and, you know, feed her so she can survive, but also battling the moral implications of kidnapping people and allowing his monster of a daughter to eat them. You know, that's an interesting concept. So I'm hoping it's that. I'm hoping, and if it is, I guess the entire plot within the first 20 seconds. That's concerning. And of course, as always, if you like this video, feel free to leave it a like down below, subscribe to my channel, click that bell notification so you never miss a future upload from me. Follow me on my socials. Again, Eric Silver C on Instagram and Stutterbox on TikTok. I'm going to smoke another blunt. And let me know in the comments down below if you like these types of movies, like shitty Christian movies. I'm sure there's plenty out there to discover. I'm actually kind of new to Christian movies because I grew up Christian and I've never really had an interest in watching these things because I grew up in this propaganda. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. But now looking back, it is kind of funny. Like, it is really funny. So yeah, I can't wait to watch more. And leave me also your recommendations down below if there's any like must watch Christian movie out there. Send it my way and I'll watch it. Cool. Until next time, stay safe, stay sane, stay stupid, and stay stuttering. Bye guys.